By 2027, half of the project manager's job will be automated. Writing requirements, taking notes, and sending follow-up emails is already handled by AI. If most of your work is just those tasks, you are not an irreplaceable project manager. You're basically doing admin work with a different title, and AI will soon replace you. I have managed IT projects for 15 years and mentored over 500 project managers myself. I see these changes happening right now. But there are still critical skills that AI cannot replace. And two of them are not even about AI, and that surprises a lot of my students. If you master these skills, you will not compete with AI, you will lead it. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand. Here's what's happening. AI now takes care of the coordination part of every project, like collecting information, status updates, and following up with people. Project managers who only work at that level are the first to be let go in the next round of layoffs, which often happens quietly, and they don't see it coming. But you have seen this happening several times this year already. There have been massive layoffs of middle managers. At the same time, some project managers get promoted. And every time it comes down to the same free skills. Those who have these free skills become essential. They are the people your leadership cannot afford to lose. And that's the reality now. You either move up and add more value from the top, or you risk being replaced by automation. Let me start with the most risky moment in any big project. It's when everyone thinks the project manager's job is finished. Once I had a big client, the project management part was straightforward. They brought us ideas, we provided software engineering, business analysis, and all the usual IT project management work. When development finished, it looked like we were done. But that was when the real work started. We shipped a large product update to production every 6 to 8 months. The pre-release phase alone could take another month or two. And in this big corporation, you can lose weeks just going back and forth here. You see, finishing development is not the finish line. Once the product is built, you need sign-offs for security, performance, and business validation. There is a whole stack of approvals before anything goes live. For example, consider the cybersecurity assessment. You cannot just request it and get it done next day. The team needs 2 to 3 weeks of lead time before they even start. So you have to predict when the development will finish and book them in advance. And if you miss that window, you'll have to wait. But you cannot book the security test until you are sure the product is at the right quality and no major changes are coming. Moreover, once the test runs, it returns findings, so you also need to set aside time to fix those before the final sign-off. It involves 7 to 10 different stakeholders, and by the way, none of them participated in the implementation part of the project. Now, someone has to keep everything on track, make sure everyone communicates, and ensure no one misses their part. And that person was me. So you see the challenge of this setup. We had to do all this work while the project has already finished, and we actually started the next release cycle, so we need to do this set of sub-projects while we deliver the next version of the product. So I stopped treating it as a last-minute scramble at the end of every release. I turned it into a system, a repeatable process from finished code to live product, with clear owners and deliverables. This way we could run every cycle without losing weeks chasing the same approvals. That whole set of activities has a name, and it's the first skill: delivery management. Most people think project management and delivery management are the same, but they're not. Project management is about tracking a project with tasks, dates, budgets, and plan. Delivery management means additionally designing and owning the system that runs before and after the project, so the cycle continues smoothly. Here's what happens today. AI lets you deliver value to customers in shorter, faster cycles, even faster than before. It also saves project managers a lot of time. And now most of our organizations expect project managers to own the entire delivery lifecycle from start to finish. That's the problem. Most project managers never even touch these parts. These delivery phases are not treated as part of the project. And the product gets handed off and someone else gets it over the finish line. Or the project ends and someone else finds another project for you. That's exactly the kind of project manager AI will try to replace. Because no one needs someone who builds something and then leaves it for someone else to take to the finish line. You must own the process end to end. This work also requires building strong business relationships with your customers, clients, and stakeholders. And AI doesn't have empathy or skills to do that. Okay, at the same time, most project managers have already tried AI, and most of them were not impressed. They opened ChatGPT, typed something like, "Write me a project chart," and got back this generic result. Vague, lifeless, and useless for your project. So they quietly decided AI is overhyped and went back doing it by hand, the old way. And frankly speaking, when ChatGPT first appeared, I almost did the same thing, but then I changed just one thing. For example, the same project chart. Here's what I do now. I have a prompt to build just that document. But before I use that prompt in any AI chatbot, I give the AI the context, the project context file. Now I even have a prompt that helps me create that context file. On top of that, I add hours of the transcripts of my actual calls with clients, or at least a very long explanation in my own words of what this project really is. You see, same task, same model, but now the result is completely different. AI writes a chart that sounds like it was written by someone who was in that room with us. The project managers getting poor results are not using the wrong tool or in the wrong way. They were skipping the context. That's the second skill, and it's not just prompting, it's about context engineering. Anyone can type a question into ChatGPT. That is why it's not valuable on its own. The real skill is giving the AI the right context, connecting it to your tools, and knowing what information it needs to solve your specific problem. You need to stop being just someone who chats with AI. You need to become a person who orchestrates the work created by AI. And the prompt is 10%. The context is the other 90% of your input. I included that exact project context prompt in a free pack, and it walks the AI through your project before it writes any answers to you. The pack has 26 other prompts I use on real projects. It's called the AI Prompt Pack for Project Managers. The link is in the description. Grab it for free, and this is the fastest and easiest skill you can start using today. A few weeks ago, I was in a meeting with a full set of key stakeholders. I was presenting a design I generated with AI. Then one of them spoke up. He said, "We should not be using AI just because we have it, because the results are not that great." And here's the thing. The results were outstanding, and everyone in that room could see it. So the comment landed flat. But that was never about the design. That was fear talking. A specialist looking at AI and seeing a threat instead of a tool. Basic resistance to change. This is the part no AI can handle for you. You need to address the fear and help people adapt. And this is the third skill. And it's the one AI will never take from you. It's leadership in change management. Every project brings change. You are introducing a new way of working to people who didn't ask for it. And people always resist to change. I'm living this right now, leading several initiatives to bring AI into different departments as a force multiplier: engineering, design, product management, and at every single corner there is resistance. Not because the tools are bad, because people are scared that they are helping AI replace them. So part of my job is to say it clearly again and again. AI is not here to replace you. Your skills are still valuable, but your role has to change. You move from doing the work to managing AI's output. You leverage your core skills to become a cross-functional expert with AI. By 2027, this will not be an optional skill, it will be essential. Every team is being told to adopt AI. Every product has now AI capabilities built in. Someone has to lead real people through all that. AI can draft a great communication plan even for you for this task, but it cannot walk into the room and overcome objections. It cannot sense fear in a team and calm it down. That work is still human, and it will stay human. The more AI handles the routine work, the more your career depends on the human side of that job. That's the current situation. AI takes over the basic parts of your job, and your value must shift to the work it cannot do. I don't want to sugarcoat it. These skills were hard to master before AI. Nothing has changed. You need new training, new experience, maybe some coaching to become an irreplaceable project manager. Of those three skills I mentioned, the one almost nobody actually gets is the first one: delivery management, and now it's delivery with AI. Unfortunately, most project managers cannot even explain how it is different from regular project management. So if you can't see the difference, you cannot build the systems with AI. And you stay stuck on admin layer, the exact layer AI is set to replace. So fix that gap before anything else. I made a full video on what a delivery manager actually does and how it differs from project management. Watch it next, I'm waiting for you there.